What is going on, everybody? I am Brendan, and welcome to Our Life in Horror. And I am sick, so I will sound like shit. I will be tired, and this is going to go about as well as you think it will be for me on my side. But luckily enough, I am joined by a guest to discuss, I think it's 1984, 1983, 1984, Razorback. Pretty excited to have a little discussion on this one, making our way through our Monster Month. But I'm going to bring our guest of honor out so he can talk more than I can. Hopefully, get my throat a little bit of a rest here. But we got Swift. Hello, Swift. How are you?
What's up? How's everybody doing? What's up, Brendan, man? I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're not feeling too good, man. Hopefully this conversation is gonna make you feel a little bit better, you know.
I'm
But
sure. I'm
I'm glad
sure
to
it
be here.
will.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. Thank you
Absolutely.
so much for coming on. I I
Thank
I
you for the
think when
invite.
I was sending out emails, man, I think I did 717 instead of 718.
Oh,
That's why he
oh,
didn't
there you
get it.
go. That might be it. That might be it.
All right, man. Well, I need to take a
But
quick minute here and tell everybody what you're doing because you're a busy man.
oh yeah, so busy. Yes, everybody. How you doing, man? My name is Swift. A lot of people know that. I'm a part of Horror 365. And Horror 365, what we do, we're a live events and entertainment group. We're a group of passionate fans that we banded together to say, listen, let's try to bring the community together. And we're gonna try to bring the community together through live events, parties, live immersive experiences. We also have a live stream that we do every Wednesday night and one Friday night a month. So through all of these types of things, we're trying to bring the community together, and we have met so many wonderful community members like yourselves and like so many others that are really wonderful people to know in this space. And you guys are all doing great things. Shout out once again to the Fear Circuit. We're both part of the Fear Circuit. The Fear Circuit is another group of, well, it's a group of us. It's a group of content creators, and we got together to let's join forces and try to do positive things for the community, much like how 365 is trying to do. And we're, like I said before, we're every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Sometimes we clash with you guys. Sometimes, unfortunately, and we simulcast on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. And one Friday night a month, we do a Friday fan free for all. And what that is, that one starts at 9 p.m. And what that is we have an open panel discussion. Different content creators come on. We just talk. We talk horror. We talk current events. We talk everything that's going on in the horror space, and we just have a lot of fun. We got an event coming up May 1st and 2nd. Let me get through this real quick. We got an event coming up May 1st and 2nd, and that event is called Jason Lives in Hell. Now, what is Jason Lives in Hell, you ask? Well, this is what it is. It's a 40th anniversary celebration event for Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. So we got the writer, director, we got the cast out there. And what it is, we're just doing is pretty much, it has all of the makings that like what a convention has. But this one's Jason Lives in Hell. It's taking place at the Abaddon Hotel from Hell House LLC. It's really called the Waldorf Estate of Fear, and it's going to be a sick event. We're also going to have the Hell House cast as well. And it's pretty much like a convention, autograph signings, photo ops, but we got live entertainment all day long. We have, we're going to have archery, axe throwing. We're going to have vendors. We're going to have food trucks. It's going to be a freaking party. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you check us out at Horrorheads 365 on IG, horror/365 on Facebook if you want to know more information about it. Or you can go to waldorfestateoffear.com and you can see all of the ticket prices and everything like that. But we're also going to have a dinner. You're going to have a sit down, intimate dinner with the cast and crew of your favorite movie, your favorite Friday the 13th film. And it's going to be along with award ceremony. We're gonna have a film screening, so you're gonna watch the movie with them, a Q&A. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be sick, man. Everybody needs to come on out, have a good time, see what we do, because we're putting a lot of work into this thing, and we're doing it just because we're fans. We're doing what we would want. So everybody, just come check us out. Come have a good time. We're gonna have vendors, food trucks, music, all types of live entertainment. We're gonna have cosplay karaoke. We're gonna have a haunted Hell House party, and everybody who saw Hell House LLC, I'm almost done. Everybody who saw Hell House LLC, we're also going to have a Hell House behind the scenes tour. We're also going to have a haunted attraction open on night one. We're also going to have a haunted Hell House escape room. So there's so many different pieces of entertainment that we're going to have. It's a lot of fun, and we're putting a lot of work into it. And let's rock and roll, bro. Let's get busy.
Awesome, man. Lots going on over there, guys. Like I said, this is linked to his YouTube channel right here, guys. So if you guys aren't subscribed, head on over there, subscribe, then come on back and listen to our discussion on Razorback. But before we get into that, I'm going to hit up the chat here real quick. We got Ryan Swayze, one of the best channel mods around. Hello, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan. What's up, bro?
We got Chester Franklin Jr. Hello, sir.
Hey, we got Chester. What's up, Chester?
Good. And we got that horror stream live. What is going on, my neighbor?
How you doing?
And we got Mama Swift in the house. What is going on?
Hey, Ma. How you doing?
Is this Mama Swift's link? Oh no, that's horror stream live.
Horror stream live.
Yes, Rob. I know I was late. I was misspelling some emails today. Don't mind.
What's up,
me.
Rob?
We also got Sasha Radio's link there as well. They're doing March Madness right now, so it's pretty cool. Yeah. Definitely got to go give those. Yeah, give them a listen for sure. Some say Razorback is better than Jaws. Whoa. Okay.
Wow. Okay.
We got Mike and Serial. What's going on, Mike?
Hey,
we haven't talked
Mike,
in a while.
how you doing? What's up, bro?
We also got his link.
How's everything?
Got his link there as well. The voices from the Mausoleum. And it looks like I am all caught up, I think. Oh, yes. We got also the dates there for Jason Lives in Hell, May 1st and 2nd. Info there. So go check it out, peeps, if you're close by and you want to take adventure. But I believe I'm all caught up. So I'm going to do a quick description of the movie, do cast and stuff like that. And then I'll ask you a quick question here, spoiler-free thoughts, and then we'll get into the categories. So Razorback was released in 1984. It has a Rotten Tomatoes score of 58%. It has a IMDb score of 6 out of 10. It's directed by Russell McCauley. I don't even know why I try saying some of these names sometimes.
Sounds close enough.
We got Gregory Harrison, Archie Whitley, Bill Kerr, Chris Haywood, and Judy Morris, as well as David Argue. And the description for the film is: as a vicious wild boar terrorizes the Australian outback, the husband of one of the victims is joined by a hunter and a farmer in search for the beast. So, Swift, is this the first time you've seen this movie?
Yes, it actually is. I've been knowing about this movie since I was a kid. You know, I remember seeing this thing on the shelves in the video stores, and the one sheet, the key art for this movie, the movie poster, whatever you want to call it, it stood out, and I'm like, man, this thing looks like it's badass. And I remember people talking about it, saying, "Oh, this movie was so much fun. It was good. It was crazy." But I just never got around to watching it. But thanks to you, Brendan, you know, I got around to watching it, and I'm happy I did.
Good. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, me too. Yeah, I have yet to see this movie. I mean, I had Scream Factory put out their release, their Blu-ray release, I think like 2 years ago. Bought it on a whim. And if you guys don't know, too, this has reversible slipcover art. I believe this is the alternative, or this is the original art. Yeah, and I was like, you know what? This gives me a perfect excuse to watch this movie. So, so I put it on my list and I reached out, and I'm glad I watched it. It's not quite as wild as what I thought it was going to be, but I still had fun with it. I enjoyed some characters. I wish it went into some different directions and we followed somebody else instead of kind of what we got. I almost kind of feel like it has the same problem as what Komodo had, with too many storylines going on in a movie that should be fairly simple. Yeah, but that's okay because I still had a good time with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if anybody else is also here, we go, Chicky, Mrs. Swift. I love Razorback.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep. I remember.
Uh,
I remember she loved it.
I
Oh, she
still need
loved
to
it so much.
see it. I've heard great things. I will say there's things I really enjoy about this movie, but there's also some things that I kind of
Oh,
don't. We got Gory
absolutely.
Tiger in the house.
Gory Tiger. How you doing? Thanks for joining
All
us.
right. Well, I guess we'll get into our spoiler review for this movie. Swift, can you describe this movie in 3 words, please?
Okay, in 3 words, I'll say intense, gritty, and unrelenting.
Awesome. I like it.
And
Um,
those words are not, they're descriptive, but they're not really giving too much away. So maybe I missed the assignment there, but those were 3 words that came to my mind.
no, that's perfect. No, absolutely. I don't know. I can't even think of any. I didn't write any down last night, and I was like still not sick yet, but I was so tired by the time I finished the movie. And
Yeah.
now I'm sick, so I can barely process thoughts. Um, let's see. I'll go Australian Outback Terror.
Okay. Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
because
that's perfect.
it's kind of like one of those situations you could be in like anywhere, like Canada. You know, you have bears.
Yeah.
Same with North
You
America,
got listen
bears.
up there in Canada, you guys got those big wolves too, those dire wolves.
Yeah, the dire wolves. Yeah, we got dire wolves. You know, Africa's got hippos and alligators and lions, so it's kind of a real fear. I don't know if like pigs of this nature are actually that vicious towards people, but like
Yes.
it is a genuine fear I could see having while going camping in the outback.
Yeah, yeah. Pigs. Let me tell you something. Like, my family has a farm right in DR, the Dominican Republic, and pigs do get like that. If they Pigs are the fastest animals to go feral, and like let's say you got a farm and some of the pigs get away within 2 weeks, they start growing tusks. Their hair starts getting coarse, and they start changing like that. So, and they get brutal. They're very brutal. So this movie, this film wasn't so far fetched for me. I know these types of things happen. Obviously this is a film version, an exaggerated version, but it's not that far off the mark from what I know. And these things
Yeah,
get
yeah,
big.
okay. Yeah, well, hopefully not 600 pounds big, but they get big. um, do you have a favorite character?
Yeah, my favorite character was Jake. Jake was my favorite character. Jake, the grandfather. You know,
Yep.
he was my favorite character. Like, we connected with him in the beginning when you see him. He was, loving his grandson, and it was such a brutal scene. You see the two polar opposites. You see nurturing and caring, and then you see this brutality. You know, even the animal went as far as to he destroyed the house and set the house on fire, made off with the grandson. Um, so from that, I felt a connection with him for the whole movie, and then it's just you just sympathize with the guy. You know what I mean? And you understood like this is a man on a mission.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Jake was definitely my favorite character. I really wish we followed him throughout the whole movie. I think it's kind of like a perfect setup story for him to
Hmm.
follow throughout the whole film. That's kind of not what we get. This is more of like a Hitchcockian film, um, in that sort of sense because of what happens within it. We'll kind of get it. I'm beating around the bush a little bit, but um, Jake was great every time. He has
Oh
this
yeah,
like presence when he's on screen. So like that opening too, I was like, game on, like let's go. I was so
yeah,
surprised
yeah,
about what was happening and how quick it happened.
yeah.
I think this category is pretty easy. But who's your least favorite character?
Deco, Deco
Yeah.
Baker, Deco, man. Like, listen, the Baker boys were both unpopular to me, but Deco definitely takes the cake, man. That guy. and for that reason, he also takes another, you know, he takes another position as well. But he was just so unlikable, so dislikable. So I wanted to, push his teeth through the back of his head. Like I really wanted to do that with this character, man. He really aggravated me, and I just wanted to do something so bad to this guy. I'm a nice guy, everybody, but he just comes across on screen like that. In this film, he was just everything he did just annoyed me. Like the way he spoke, and he spoke like an Australian guy, but I don't have a problem with an Australian accent, but just the way he spoke, the things he wore, like everything he did just pissed me off. He was my least favorite character, 100%.
I totally agree. I agree with both of them, but yeah, Dicko is definitely the worst out of the two. I'm not. They must be
Yeah,
brothers, right? That dude is
yeah, the Baker
awful,
Boys, yeah,
and like
Baker and
the only
Dennis.
thing I compared him. I was thinking about it. I'm like, is this Australians kind of answer to like Chop Top from like
Yeah,
but
TCM too.
uh
Yeah,
yeah, because he's got like the bald spot on his head and he's
yeah,
kind of just wacky
yeah,
and all over the place. I'm like, this must be like the
yeah.
Australian Chop Top.
And yeah, he was just a freak, like he was a freaky looking dude, and he was he just had that thing, man. Like nobody likes this guy. Nobody likes this guy, as you can see by the movie. And then he was a dick. Then he was a dick on top of it. He's pulling out, he's pulling out his armament on people, and he's just blasting off and everything, man. Like there was nothing likable about the guy, nothing.
Yeah, the fact that those two guys were welcome in that saloon just makes zero sense to me. I figured everybody would have run those
Yeah,
two guys out of town by now.
yeah, come on, bro. Absolutely.
Who do you got down for best acting?
Best acting, I would also say Dicko. I wrote his name down here, but I can't seem to I can't seem to find it. What's his
Oh,
name? Oh,
David.
David
David.
Argy. It looks like his name is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, him as Dicko because of everything we just spoke about. Like he really made you dislike him, and I wanted to do something to the guy. So if you get that type of response out of me, unless you're Nick Cage, then you really did it.
Yeah, fair enough, man. I totally went the opposite route. I went with uh, Bill Kerr, who plays Jake. I think, like I said, when we were talking about him as favorite character, I just think he holds his presence on screen that's really captivating.
Yeah.
You want to see what he's gonna do next.
Hmm.
He's got a great like that old man Australian look as well,
Yeah.
and you really feel for him throughout the whole movie, especially in his
Hmm.
downtime, his down moments throughout the film. You just feel for everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I went with Jake, especially during like the weird kind of trial sequence we get too. I was like, oh man, it's hard to watch for that old guy because nobody in town believes him.
Yeah. Yeah. It was rough to see. Like even when he was going into court, you see the guy spit on him and everything like that. Like this is what people used to do back in the day. Like you weren't worth breathing the same air. Like, here, take that. This is what people used to do back in the day. People were a lot different before. Like people now are a lot more accepting of things, and just back then people were different, man. They were people just mean back in the day. I remember growing up, man. There was so many just mean people, and now everybody's so nice.
Well, that's good. We changed a little bit, I guess.
Yeah,
Here,
yeah.
Rob's got a quality chirp for you. Don't start
I'm
with the
saying,
Nick Cage
I knew
stuff
Rob was
tonight. And then Mama
yeah,
Swift's up to your defense,
I
saying you can't
know.
help yourself.
Oh man,
Uh,
yeah. Mama Swift loves New Case too.
I didn't really have anything down for this section. Do you got anything for score and soundtrack?
Oh yes. I thought the score was not only adequate, but it really hit above and beyond the Call of Duty. Like it was ominous and effective. You know what I mean? Like when you did have that music come with the suspenseful scenes and things like that. Like the music really set the stage for the scenes. You know, it was indicative of 1984 horror, and I would call it doom synth. You know what I mean? Doom synth. I would call it because it was a dreadful score. I really appreciated it. Took me back to the 1980s. Like, oh man, this feels like a 1980s movie. Like, and it was ominous. It was like all of those things I already said. Like, I really thought it was a character in the movie. You know, like it really was.
Yeah,
I'm,
I
I'm
did
surprised you
notice it.
didn't.
I was just gonna say I didn't write any notes down. I did notice it throughout the film, but I think just this movie's long. That's gonna be one of my little complaints about it later. But um, I was I did notice it. It's just that I don't know if it was anything. You know, that it's not like it's going to be an incredibly memorable score. Like I can't imagine anybody's going to be putting this out on vinyl anytime soon. But I think it served its purpose
Yeah,
within the movie.
yeah, yeah. I thought it really helped set the stage to accompany the visuals because the visuals, visually, I thought the movie it really did everything the right way. But the music, the score, just it really, in my opinion, it really helped set that stage.
Awesome. Well, speaking of visuals, what are your thoughts on the cinematography for this film?
Oh, the cinematography, I really enjoyed the cinematography. You captured the Australian outback. Um, uh, there was some stunning landscapes, some beat up landscapes as well. Like you really felt like you were in the Australian outback. And again, just like the score, like when you watch this film, you felt like you were there. You felt like you were in that environment. Like watching this movie, you're like, damn, I gotta go take a shower. You know what I mean? Like that. That's what I felt like. I was like, damn, this shit. This film is just it was just disgusting. Like the the environment and everything like that. But they did a good job capturing that because it made me feel that way. So I thought the cinematography was good. I mean, uh, the lighting in the dark scenes and stuff like that, it wasn't too bright, but they made good use of whatever light they did have in the dark. But it was still dark. Like you still knew, okay, there's no street lights here. We're in the Australian outback. There's no street lights here. Um, I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was a master class in the way that they used the cameras and the lighting and all of those types of things. I think they did a good job. Obviously there's films that had better cinematography, but for what they were trying to get across on screen, they nailed it. You know, they definitely nailed it. It captured it flawlessly. The grittiness, the dust. Um, like the scene. We're gonna talk about it, but the scene with Beth. The last scene with Beth in it. I'll just say it like that before we get to it. Um, it was a dusty, dark, dirty, outback looking, environment, and they communicated that wonderfully with the cinematography.
Yeah, man, I agree. This movie, if somebody would have said like what was my favorite thing about this movie, I never would have said that the cinematography was probably one of my favorite
Yeah,
parts.
yeah.
This like I never would have pictured that this movie would be something to write home about how good it looks. But it like you
Mhm.
said, like the landscaping shots look great. The sunset shots are like
Oh
unbelievable.
man, yeah,
You got lighting beyond belief. So many good colors being thrown out there on screen, as
yeah,
well as
yeah.
the dream sequences. I know,
Oh,
like, I don't even know why
yeah.
those were in there personally, but like these
Hmm.
hallucinated, like acid trip sequences were so
Yeah,
well done that
they were.
I was like, God damn, man, this looks really
Yeah,
good. I got no idea why, but like it's a stunning visual, and it like helps so well kind of bring out, like you said, the environment. because it's a
Hmm.
lot of desert and it's hot in the desert, and then when it's at night, it's freezing cold. So I feel like they
Hmm.
absolutely did capture that.
Yeah, yeah, they did. They did. They did a great job with it, man. They really did.
They did. It was
Hey,
outstanding. Just gonna shout out to Frank here, Frank's Physical Media and
what's up,
Reviews.
Frankie? How you
One of
doing?
his favorite creature features. Awesome. We got his link there as
Mm,
well down below, guys. So please go like and subscribe and come on back and let's finish talking about
absolutely. I got to big up. I got to
Razorback.
give Frank a shout out too because Frank actually taught me what the hype button is on the on YouTube. I never knew what it was. So Frank told me what that is. Thanks a lot, bro. Respect, much respect, props.
um, this is usually Sam's category, but I decided to keep it on just for Sam. Do you got any favorite outfits or costumes within the movie?
um, no, not no. I didn't have any favorite outfits. I would give that also to Dicko. Dicko is he's running away with all the categories today because some of those get-ups that he had on, man, it was just so pain in the ass, annoying. Some of those things that he was wearing was just so, it just pissed me off so much. So I would give him the wardrobe category because I just hated everything he wore. I hated everything about him, but the wardrobe choice, the wardrobe that he had in that movie, like you just looked at him and said, "This guy's a freaking dick," you know. So I would say Dicko. So he takes this one too. But not that I like this stuff. His stuff was just so loud and obnoxious, just like he was, and it just pissed me off every time I saw him. Every time he wore something different, it pissed me off. I mean, he did. You know what? He did have one cool. He had like a duster. It was like a duster, and he had I think it was a deer hanging draped over the back of it. That was kind of cool. But yeah, other than that, the wardrobe in this film didn't really stand out to me. It was pretty much regular
Yeah,
people wearing regular things, except for these dusty ass motherfuckers.
I agree, man. I do think Dicko and his brother there definitely take the
Then
cake on like all their outfits. It's insane.
yeah,
I wrote down that they would like have steampunk outfits before like steampunk
yeah,
was even a thing. There's a moment there where
absolutely,
there were somebody was wearing these glasses that were just like perfect steampunk glasses before
yeah,
the term was even coined. Um,
yeah,
I did write down Dickie's last outfit though because I just thought it was so funny and I couldn't unsee it once I
oh
saw it. But
yeah,
he's got like a Bad Robin cosplay on.
yeah,
He's got like
yeah,
green pants, red shirt, and like yellow. I don't even know what they would be, but like
yeah.
arm sleeves, I guess. But they're really puffy, so I'm like, oh, I gotta write that one down.
Yeah, yeah, that was something else, man. That was like the icing on the cake of you know, the shit sandwich of Dicko.
Yeah. All right. Well, who's your favorite kill?
My favorite kill would have to be it would have to be Dicko. Listen, last slide over here. Dicko, watching him get his and the brutal way that you see him, you know, getting taken out. It was just so satisfying, and I was actually cheering. I'm like, yeah, get him. Just watching the way it happened. It was just so fulfilling, so satisfying, and I really enjoyed seeing him eat it.
Yep, I went with Dicko as well.
Yeah,
Um, just because he's the character you can't wait to die, and you hope he goes down
yeah,
the like just the worst way possible.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
He suffered.
un- unfortunately I didn't think his death was as great as I was kind of hoping it was going to be. But
Yeah,
at least he
yeah,
died. That's all that matters to me. He did
yeah,
die.
yeah, yeah, yeah. He died the way he should have. It's not like he got run off a road or something. Like he died miserably. You just gotta everything we didn't see. You have to imagine what happened to him, how it went down. You know.
Yeah.
So good for you, Dicko.
I'm just gonna say hi to Nemo here real quick.
Hey, Nemo, what's up?
Nemo. We also got Nemo's link there, guys. So if you guys aren't subscribed, head on over there, subscribe, and come on back, and let's keep talking Razorback. We also got Frank here. I have the Umbrella Entertainment Collector's Edition of Razorback, and it's a thick set.
Of
I
course he
just
does.
Yeah, I know. I saw that set when it was released, but I didn't know that's a 4K one too, I believe. Um, I think I just got the Scream Factory one. I don't, Swift, do you own
Yeah,
this
yeah.
movie or?
No, actually, I do not because I had never seen it, and I just didn't buy it. Even though I was intrigued, I was always like, man, one day I gotta watch this movie. I just never pulled the trigger on buying the physical media because right now, what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to curate now instead of just buying so much stuff. I'm trying to curate because real estate is something that is running out. So I'm like this thing right behind me. This is not all of the movies I got. This is just the horror section. You know what I mean? Over here, I got more movies, and I got a whole wall with more movies. That's like all of my other genres. Like I got Criterions, I got dramas, I got comedies, war films, all that type of stuff. So I'm really running out of space to put these things. So now I'm trying to curate. So I'm like, let me utilize streaming and then just get the stuff that I really want because I'm like you, Brendan. I got the Dolby Atmos here. I'm all about the sound. I'm all about the visuals, and the best sound and visuals comes from a disc. So
Mhm.
now I scaled back a little bit, and I'm just curating. I'm cherry picking the stuff. But after watching this movie, this is something I'm like I'm gonna have to pick it up. I might have to pick up that set that Frank's got. I might have to pick that up.
Nice. Frank's actually got a question for you, which is, what is your favorite foreign horror film?
Favorite foreign horror film? Oh man, let me think. Yikes! You know what? I'm gonna have to get back to that before this show is over. I'm gonna have to get back to that because I like so many different ones for so many different reasons. But you know what? I'll go with this one, and I'm only gonna say this because it's not the best one. It's not the best foreign horror film, but this one really made an impact, and I remembered it like 30 years later. I'm gonna have to say uh, Lucio Fulci's. Well, actually, it's not even Lucio Fulci. It's uh, uh, Demoni, the Italian film Demons. You know
Oh,
that,
Demons,
that,
yeah.
that Demons. It's not even Fulci. It's is it Bava? No, it's not Bava. Bava's back in the day. I forget who Lamberto. No, I don't remember. I don't remember who did that film. But yeah, my brain's all over the place. You guys gotta forgive me. We're working hard trying to do this event, so my brains are scrambled. But
That's okay.
Demons, the Italian film Demons. I would say that's my favorite foreign horror film because I watched it when I was a kid. Baba, yes, thank you. Uh, I watched it when I was a kid, and the video store era, and I didn't see it again for a real until I was a grown man, and I remembered almost the whole movie. Down to the ending scene with the surprise ending, like what happened on the back of the Jeep. You know what I mean? So that made such a impact on. Listen, even you can even say Madman, the same thing. The Canadian film Madman, even that you could say that also because that one also did something to me. So I would say Madman and Demons.
Okay. I have Madman. I haven't actually watched it yet, so I'm gonna have to give it a go now.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That was pretty intense. Not the first time I watched it, but like there's one day, my Mama Swift, her sister came over, and we just put it on. We're a family of horror fans, so we put it on, and I'm there watching. Just something watching it that day did something to me. I don't know what it was. I wasn't scared of movie. I wasn't ever scared of horror movies. I've been watching horror movies as long as I'm alive. Mama Swift was 18 when she gave birth to me, so 18 years old, she was a horror fan. So when she's, 8, 19, 20, I'm 1, 2 years old. I'm watching these movies. I love it. I love all these things. So I never really got scared. I would have nightmares and stuff like that, but it wasn't about the movies. It was about other stuff. But the movies, I just loved it. Like my sixth birthday party consisted of a Friday 13th marathon. The movies started at 12 p.m. and they ended, like late at night. This is a 6-year-old kid's birthday party. So it was just something about Madman that did something to me, and like that movie haunted me for probably 2 years. 2 years after that, and you're talking a
Yeah.
hardcore kid that wasn't afraid of nothing.
I'm gonna have to take that one upstairs now.
Yeah.
Let me see. We got the Horror Stream Live thrown out. I'm assuming these are all the originals, but Black Christmas, My Bloody Valentine, Pin, and The Changeling, and I'm assuming they're all Canadian-made movies.
Yeah. Yeah. See, for us, creepy. Canadian movies are foreign films.
Yep. Not for me though.
Not for you. Homegrown.
Rob's also saying you guys are making this stupid giant pig attacks movie sound good.
Oh, it really was good. I listen. I remember hearing everybody talk about it, and I thought there's no way in 2026 that I'm gonna feel the same way these people felt, and I liked it. Was it a perfect movie? No, but everything was working. Everything was in working order. Everything belonged how it was supposed to. Everything came out how it was supposed to. So it was a fun film. It was fun.
Absolutely. Who's your least favorite kill?
Oh, I would have to say my least favorite kill was Beth. Okay. And not because I was so connected to Beth. She was cool, but just the way it happened, I was like, this is a bad way. After everything she just went through for her to go out, like that was like bad. I was like, oh man, I feel bad for this girl, man. Like I don't want her to die like this. I do want her to get killed. I want this creature to become as dangerous and deadly as it can be by the time the film is over. By the time the third act, I want this creature to be so formidable and everything like that. But nah, after all of this stuff this girl just went through, man, I don't want her going out like this. It was really bad, man. Anybody going out the way that she went out, man, I feel bad for you, man. I felt bad about that. I didn't like that. I didn't enjoy that kill.
Yeah,
and I was all for the kill. I was all for her getting taken out. I just didn't enjoy it. Oh man, I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, and I know exactly what you're alluding to as well, because I put down originally Jake, but I'm gonna have to go with you because she is just scared during the car chase sequence to when the Dicko and his brothers show up.
Yeah,
and then that whole scene ensues, and I thought it was gonna go there, just because I'm like, it's an 80s horror movie. Yeah, it's probably trying to overcompensate. So I'm like, I bet you it goes there, and I'm like, that's not really what I'm in the mood for. And then luckily enough, it doesn't go there, and then we do get the pig attack. But I'm like, that girl just went through so much. Just let her go home and at least sleep for one night, and then take her out. So I definitely, you convinced me.
Yeah. It was. It wasn't. Oh man, it just made me feel bad. I didn't feel good. It was nothing feeling good in this movie. This movie wasn't a feel good movie at all. Now that you talk about it, this was a bleak movie. It was a bleak film with you felt like the stakes were real, and they weren't playing around with nothing. They were giving you like, yo, this is what you're getting. You're in the Australian outback. This creature's out here wreaking havoc, terrorizing everybody. We got these jerk offs over here. Oh, oops, sorry. We got these assholes over here. Good. Okay. Terrorizing everybody as well. And a community that doesn't really take anything seriously, and they're living here like, yo, you people are living here and you are not taking nothing seriously about this thing. And then you got like Jake, who he's been through it and he's made it his life's mission to track these things down and to find actually the one that he's looking for, but he doesn't care. He's going after any of them. That's really what I thought about it, about this film.
Yeah, no, I agree. It is dark.
No feel good. No feel good moments.
Yeah, no, it's the Wild West out there, right? Like that's exactly how it feels.
Yeah,
there's even the
absolutely.
saloon they get there, so it does feel like the Wild West. Um,
Yeah.
what do you think about the gore factor and special effects of this movie?
Okay. We really, besides like the carcasses and shit and stuff like that, we really didn't get too much in your face gore. We had some of it, and it looked real enough. So I would have to give it a thumbs up for that. It wasn't overly gory, but it was graphic, like showing carcasses and everything, like at the what's it called, pet plant or whatever the I forget the name of the pet pack. Showing
Head
pet
back,
pack
yeah.
and everything. Um, you know, but the special effects, like the creature, the beast, I thought what they showed us of that beast was awesome. Like they really worked in. We didn't get any really good shots of it, like any long standing good shots of it. But what they did with it, it looked like it was what it was supposed to be. Like this thing was a freaking monstrosity. You know what I mean? And this is something that you don't want to see in real life. If you're there, you don't want to see this thing. So I think the special effects were good. I think worked. They really worked smart with how they showed everything, and I thought it was effective.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, this movie has a lot of off-screen kills. You get a lot of like kind of aftermath
Yeah.
uh, stuff with it, which I'm not huge on, but at the same time, movie is clearly working within its budget. It is Australian, so I understand
Mm-hmm.
that. I do think the pig looks pretty rough from afar. There are some long long shots away from the pig, and in those moments it does look a little rough. But when they do the quick kind of up in its face shots, I think it looks very well
Yeah.
done. Especially the scene with it running through the house, I thought looked really good as well. Because it actually does show
Mm-hmm.
most of that. So I thought that sequence looked really great. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, it's not an in your face kind of gore movie. It doesn't have a lot of fun with the gore, so it's all kind of more realistic in that
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, all right, well, let's get into the storyline and pacing of this movie.
Okay. Hello. Could you hear me?
Oh, yeah, you're good. Can
Shit.
you hear me?
Okay. Yeah. I was getting a phone call. I'm streaming from my phone. I was getting a phone call. Now I kind of lost you. Give me 1 sec. The pacing.
Okay.
I can't hear you, but I'm gonna keep talking. As far as the pacing goes, I would say the pacing was like all over the place. There were parts where the pacing of this film worked, and then there were parts where it's just like, yo, what the hell is going on? Like, what are we? Are you kidding me? Like, what are we doing? Like, so the pacing was it was raggedy. That's the best thing I could say. Like, a lot of the pacing in this film was just raggedy with it. And then there were parts where the pacing was good. But I can't really give this film, you know, a pacing stamp of approval because it was just too uh too unorganized, too disorderly. It was just all over the place.
Yeah, I agree with that. Can you hear me now?
Uh,
Not yet.
I can hear you very little bit. Hold on a second. How about now?
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can't really hear you. Shoot, man, this is what happens when you stream from a phone. You get a phone call and then it messes up with the audio. But I can hear you very little, so I'm gonna listen.
Okay.
What did you think about the pacing?
I'm in the same boat. I think this movie suffers from pacing issues, whether it's from adding in sequences that I don't think needed to be added in, especially with as like showing the courtroom sequence at the beginning of the movie. I felt what should have been explained in the bar scene later on in the movie, which it is re-explained. So I think we could have cut that out, as well as as beautiful a shot as they are. I think the acid trip dream sequences are very misplaced in this movie. They definitely don't need to be within this film, as well as the changing of characters that we get within the movie. I think also throws off the pacing because sure, we're introduced, but we don't follow that person until 10, 15 minutes later on into the movie. So it feels very
Yeah.
disjointed in that sense. Um, like I said in the beginning, I feel like this movie is like a very Hitchcockian monster film, with the fact that we follow Beth for about 20 minutes of the movie and then she's seemingly killed off. So that threw me for a loop. I didn't see that happening, but at the same time, I thought we were going to be following Jake on this revenge path throughout this whole movie, which we do
Yeah.
get later on, but it's just later on. And then, of course, we started to follow Carl, who's fine. Um, he's not a very deep or interesting character by any sense of the word. Like, that's kind of where Jake, I think, would have been the more fitting protagonist for this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And there's like some dark storylines. We were talking about how bleak it is. I didn't know that Beth was pregnant at the beginning of the film, which is later
Something,
brought up.
yeah, something made me think she was, but it was nothing that really made me say, "Oh, she is pregnant," until after. Like there was something that was said earlier where like, "Oh, she may be not expected, but she may be carrying a baby,"
Yeah.
but it wasn't overt, you know.
Yeah, no, it wasn't fully explained at all. So, yeah, I just
Yeah.
feel like there's it's a very disjointed story with maybe too many changing lead characters and acid sequences that I don't think needed to be within the movie as well. Yeah, we also got Sam just joined. Says, "Hey Swift."
Hey, what's up, Sam? How you doing? How's everything?
She just had a girlfriend over. They had pizza. I was down here trying to send you an email that didn't work. So
Oh, so what happened? You didn't eat, bro? What happened?
me? Oh, I ate. I just didn't
Oh.
send the email out.
Hey, you said, listen, you sent it to somebody, all right? It's all right.
Yep. Yeah, somebody's got the invite. They haven't popped in yet, but we might be expecting another guest. All right. What do you got for favorite scenes, Swift?
My least favorite scene or my favorite scene?
Favorite scenes.
Let's see. My favorite scene. I would have to say the opening. The opening was like, yeah, I would have to say the opening. The opening was definitely a way to set up a film, and you know what I mean, and keep you wanting to see what's going on. So I would have to say the opening scene that just told such a story, and it let you know what type of beast you were gonna be up against, and I really like that. The opening scene was sick. I loved it. Like I think that was my favorite scene in the movie. And I liked a lot of scenes in this movie, but that one I would have to say, man, that was an impactful opening scene.
Yeah, talk about setting a tone for the rest of the movie by killing a
Yeah.
6-year-old boy or however old he was, 2 years old, I guess he was. Yeah, setting the tone. You get just enough of a look to see what this giant boar is going to look like, this Razorback. I totally agree. This movie starts with a banger. Yeah, I agree with that. I had a couple quotes that I really liked in this movie. I had "dangerous or dead. There's no in between." I really liked.
Yeah, that one's cool.
Yeah, Jake gets some good lines, and then he does have this weird comedic line where he said he's only bacon. I thought made me laugh.
Yeah. He told the other girl that. My favorite quote was when Beth asked him when is the season for these wild boars? There is no season, so why are you killing them? And he says, "There's something about blasting the shit out of a Razorback that brightens my whole day." Like I was like, yo, that's a badass quote, and it's showing you what where he is from the beginning of the movie to there, like where he is 2 years later. It's just showing you like this is a man who's on a mission, and he's taking no prisoners.
Yeah, I agree. He's got a tragic arc actually throughout this movie. He's got that revenge arc that doesn't end well in his favor. Yeah, I really enjoyed Jake's character. I really wish that we would have followed him right through.
Oh, that would have been so dope, bro.
Yeah. Let's see. I really liked I as much as I said that, I like Jake's like face to face with the boar when he's starting to unload on it. He finally gets to see the Razorback that took his grandson,
Yeah,
and he just starts unloading on it. And unfortunately, it does not end up going over well for him whatsoever. But I was like, yes, you can finally get in there and get
yeah,
some action back on him.
yeah. Get his lick back. He's been waiting 2 years for this encounter, and now he's finally got him in his crosshairs, man. That it was good to see that scene. That was a feel. That was I was saying this film has no feel good moments. That was a moment of optimism. That was a moment of hope. You know what I mean? That scene right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you got any least favorite scenes within the movie?
Least favorite, I would oh hell yeah. And this would go back with the pacing and everything like that. I would say Carl's side quest. Like after he went down into the caverns with the Baker boys, and then they left him out there to die, whatever they left him to do, and then he's hallucinating, like the desert hallucinations, everything like that. That part just pissed me off.
It's definitely fucking out of nowhere. Like, were they drinking like some kind of crazy moonshine or some shit? Like, why is
Yeah.
he hallucinating?
Yeah. Listen, you know what was crazy though? There was a part in the scene where I'm like, okay, they're really experimenting with things. They're trying to think outside the box. Like there was a part during the scene with Beth where Benny was telling Dickie, "Yo, man, you can't do that. What the hell you doing?" And then he turned. You just see he had those eyes. You remember that part?
Yeah,
On the
he
attack
almost had
scene, I'm
animal like
yeah,
the Riddick eyes, where they glow in the dark.
yeah. It was like that, like the Chronicles of Riddick, like pitch black. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, what are they trying to do here? Are they trying to say he's just a wild animal? Like I guess that's what they were trying to say, but it was an odd choice because that was the only time in the movie you saw that. And you're like, oh, he's just a beast. He's just an animal. But it was interesting because I'm like, oh, I want to see where they go with this, but they never really followed up. There was no follow up on it.
Mm-hmm.
So but it was interesting, but a lot of those experimental pieces of this movie I didn't really enjoy.
Yeah,
Like,
especially with the dream sequences. I understand that, like,
yeah,
as beautiful as they were, they just didn't add or take anything away from the movie. It would have been better if the dream sequences like kind of showed a metaphor for what was actually going on within the film instead of him just wandering around in these kind of areas.
yeah,
So I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, they were actually a distraction. You know what I mean? They were a distraction from the film instead of an addition.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I didn't have too much else for scenes that I didn't like. I just got to say that during the showdown between Carl and the Razorback on the conveyor belt was probably a little too long of a stare down. I figured this pig would have probably rushed at some point, but they have a good like 3-minute long stare down.
Yeah. They were two gunslingers in the Wild West about to have their 10 step draw.
Yeah. I tell you, somebody could have pulled that trigger a long time ago.
Oh yeah. Like this beast is tearing. He's tearing houses apart. He's committing arson in certain houses and everything. He's just a juggernaut, this beast. And now all of a sudden he wants to play googly eyes with Carl. You know what I mean? It's just that was silly.
Yeah, there's that weird side quest too, where the pig does take off a whole corner of a house, and it's never seen again. You never see the pig dragging the chain. You never like the leads don't find a corner of a house missing or in the middle of the desert and be like, what the fuck is that doing here? That's also a moment that could have been cut from the film.
Yeah, absolutely. And then another piece, I tried to rewind it back. I didn't see how it happened, but I forget I forget the girl's name, the girl that puts the tags on the boards. Well, I don't remember what her name
Sarah.
was, but yeah, uh, like to at that part of the movie, she was like chained up upside down. Like I don't remember how that happened. Do you remember how that happened?
You don't see it. She just runs off, and the pig chases her, and then all of a sudden, at the end of the movie, she's wrapped upside down in some chains.
Yeah, shit is crazy.
Yeah. We could have cut one dream sequence and added in a scene where we could see what happened there, but nope, we're gonna keep the dream sequences.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say hello to Eli here real quick. What is going on, Eli?
What's up, bro?
Let's see. Just take a quick look through here. I was behind a little bit. I think we're good. So Swift, would you rewatch? What's your rewatchability on this movie, and would you recommend?
Okay, if I gave it a rewatch score, rewatch rating, I would say it would be high. Like I'm definitely gonna watch it again. You know, I want to actually buy the physical media copy of this because I do want to watch it again. I want to revisit it. Maybe once a year. You know, maybe once a year I might watch this thing. So I would definitely say the rewatchability is high. I think I'll have a lot more fun with it on the next rewatch. You know, and this is something you could put on when you got company and everybody just have a good time watching the film. Like I think it has that possibility. You know, it has that potential. And as far as a rating for the film, I would give it a 3 out of 5.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah, I agree. Rewatchability, I think, is pretty high. I actually want to rewatch at least the first half of this movie because their Australian accents are so thick that I could barely make out what they were saying at some certain scenes.
Yeah.
Especially the Baker boys. Like I had a hard time getting some of their dialogue every once in a while, and then finally I was like, okay, I got to put subtitles on because I'm losing half of this here.
Yeah.
So I definitely do want to give this movie a rewatch at some point. I would easily recommend this movie, and I'm right there with you. Actually, I give this 3 out of 5 stars as well. It could have been a lot higher, but they need to trim down like 17 minutes of a runtime. Like I think an hour 47 is way too long for this movie. Cut the dream sequences, cut the pig tearing the wall down. There's just a bunch that could have been cut, and I don't know if there is like a different version of this where it's a little bit shorter. I have honestly no clue, to be honest with you, but it just seems a little too long for my liking. It's something that maybe if it was a little shorter, fix the pacing a little bit. But overall, I think it's a great creature feature, especially back from in '84. I think it holds up very well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching this film. Like you said, there was a lot of things that were silly. When we talk about an '80s movie, we'll talk about a creature feature. Creature features aren't known for being what do you call it? Oscar-winning dramas or something like that. Like super well written and shot and everything. They're not known for being that. They're not known for being Shakespearean. Even though they could be. But I think they could have even the part where he ripped a piece of the house off, right? And he runs through the outback, dragging the piece of the house. Like 30 seconds extra of something showing what happened with that would have made it make sense. But it was just for nothing. Because you do need to show how badass of a beast this creature is. You do have to show that. You do have to build up the suspense and the terror and everything like that. But it did it, and then nothing came of it. Like nobody's like, oh, we know we followed. You mean to tell me this guy didn't go tell somebody, yo, this thing dragged a piece of my house away, and they couldn't follow those tracks in the sand? Like, you mean to tell me they would have hunted this thing down and but now we're getting into realistic things. So we're the problem here because we're talking about realistic things here, But it would
I
have just
mean,
made
it's
sense. It would have made more sense.
yeah, it's hard to deny that that guy didn't go to the saloon and be like, "Hey, some crazy thing just tore like half my corner of my house out. How am I going to explain this to an insurance company?"
Yeah, yeah, yep,
It's- so it's just little stuff like that where I think they definitely could have tidied this movie up a little bit more, um,
yeah,
and made it a lot tighter. But yeah, overall, pretty great. I had a good time with it. I'm glad that we both finally got to see this movie.
yeah, yeah. Thank you,
But
man.
yeah,
It was a fun and thrilling creature feature. I enjoyed it, and thank you so much for inviting me. And because I don't know when I would have ever seen this thing if you didn't say, "Yo, Swift, let's do Razorback." If you would have never told me that, I don't know when I would have made time to watch this thing. So thank you so much. Thanks for having me. It's a lot of fun.
of course.
And I'm glad I watched it.
Good. Yeah, I'm glad I watched it too, and I'm glad to have you on. This is your first time on for a movie review as well. We had you and Jimmy on for games night last time, and we haven't had you back
Yeah,
on. So
yeah,
you guys are busy
yeah.
gentlemen, so it's hard to pull you away from your stuff. But I appreciate your time tonight.
Oh man, I appreciate you pulling me on here, man. You guys are the best. We got nothing but love for you guys, man. Love is love, man. And you keep kicking butt. You guys are doing amazing things all the time. I don't got to tell you that. You know what you're doing, and you know how much we all love you. So you keep rocking out. Keep on keeping on, and keep up the great work, man. Because I'm extremely proud to be aligned with you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, same here. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Just one more quick hello here, and then we'll get you to plug your stuff. We got Jamie. Hello, just coming at the end of the stream here.
Hey, Jamie,
Um,
what's up? How you doing?
we're gonna announce what we got coming up this week or next week, or what we got going on. So Swift, take it away. What do you got coming up,
Okay,
and where
what
they
we
can
got
find you?
coming up? We got you could check us out this Wednesday night on YouTube. Horror 365 Alive is the YouTube. Ryan Swayze, look, Ryan Swayze is the man. He's on the case. He put it up there.
Oh yeah.
Follow us, like, share, subscribe. We are going live Wednesday night. We'll also be live. We're pulling double duty next week. We're gonna be doing the Friday female free for all in honor of Women's History Month. The Friday free for all is gonna be all women content creators. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, so check us out. Also, on the 20, I believe I forget the date, but the last weekend in March, Slasher Radio is gonna be joining us. Slasher Radio and Rob Humphrey, they're gonna be joining the party on Wednesday night. And then just check us out every Wednesday and one Friday night a month. And stay in touch with us so you can know the events that we do. We do a live, like I was saying in the beginning of the show, we do these live in-person events where we bring out talent. We got May 1st to 2nd. Jason Lives in Hell. So we're doing a 40th anniversary Friday 13th Part 6 celebration with the cast and the writer director, and it's going to be at the Waldorf Estate of Fear, which everybody here knows as the Abaddon Hotel in Hell House LLC. So we're also going to have the Hell House cast members there. It's going to be a giant party. We're going to have food, vendors, food trucks, live entertainment. We're going to have bands playing. We're going to have cosplay karaoke. We're going to have, we're trying to get some comics to do some stand-up comedy. Or photo ops. We're going to have this dope photo op. We're building a gravesite. So you're gonna be able to recreate that scene with Tommy Jarvis where he inadvertently brings Jason back to life at the beginning of Friday 13th Part 6. So we're gonna have that gravesite photo op. It's gonna be sick. And it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna have a haunted attraction on site for the first day, which is May 1st. It's a Friday. Saturday is May 2nd. May 2nd, we're gonna have dinner with the cast and crew, accompanied by an award ceremony and a film screening, Q&A. It's going to be a lot of fun. Just come on out and hang out with us and come give it a shot, man. It's different. Nobody else is doing anything like this. And we got a big announcement coming up tomorrow. So everybody, you watch our socials tomorrow, you're going to see a very, very big announcement. It's kind of exciting, Brendan. Let me know what you think tomorrow when this announcement is made. I want you to let me know what you think because, yeah, we're really doing it. So thank you so much for the platform. Thank you for inviting me. Anytime you want me to come up here, let me know because I'm always down. You guys are family. thank you so much for everything you do, man. Thank you for inviting me and inviting me to watch a movie that I've never seen before. So thank you.
Of course, anytime. You got lots of stuff going on, man. These guys are busy. What's the topic with Rob and Mikey Bones on that Wednesday? Just out of curiosity.
do, do we need one? Do we need one? Actually, I don't know if we spoke about the topic yet. I'm pretty sure it's. I actually don't know. I actually don't know. I don't know what the topic's gonna be, but it's definitely gonna be a fun one. Can't wait.
I might have to crash that party.
Hey, listen, let us know. I will. Sure. You know you're invited.
Yeah, so next week, what do I got going on? I was supposed to do Eight-Legged Freaks with Robbie and Kaylee from that horror couple. They have unfortunately had to back down. So if anybody wants to join me for Eight-Legged Freaks next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, let me know, and I can shoot you over our categories. Because I'm gonna be by myself, and reviews by myself usually don't tend to last that long. So if anybody wants to hop on for that, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to have you.
Awesome.
And then the following Thursday, actually, Rob Humphrey and Monkey Bones are gonna be on my channel to we're gonna be talking Lake Placid. Super excited. I haven't seen it in years.
Man, you got some bangers this month, bro. Come on. See, this is what I'm talking about, man. You're kicking ass over here, man. Nothing but bangers, nothing but hits.
The worst part is once you do all the bangers, what do you talk about after that? Then you're stuck with the rest.
Listen, I got faith in you. I'm not worried about it. I know you're gonna be dropping heat no matter what.
I try my best. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I hope you guys have a happy and safe weekend. And always remember, guys, to stay scary.
Groovy.